Session 1, Monday, June 5th, 2017. The light slowly filtered in from the other room as I opened the door. This was the last moment of the unknown, where two strangers meet and a life story begins. Most time, I've no idea which seat in the waiting room a new patient will choose. Sometimes, though, I can make a good guess from the initial phone call. Usually, the depressed patient, feeling weak with fatigue, sits in the first seat available, whereas the anxious person, eager to feel relief, selects the seat closest to the consultation room. Not that it really matters. There are only 6 chairs in my waiting room. Mr. Farrow? I rolled my neck around the waiting room, then checked my watch. 8 o'clock on the dot. Seeing no one, I pressed my lips together. Did I make the appointment for 8 or 8:15? I left the door ajar, walked to my desk, and rechecked my schedule. I slid my finger down the Monday, June 5th grid in my appointment book to the 8 o'clock hour, and there was his name, Lucas Farrow. He'd be my last appointment of the night. Okay, it's for 8 o'clock. Maybe he's running late. While I waited, I reviewed my notes from my telephone conversation with Farrow. I opened the crisp manila file and heard a shuffling, then a sputtering hiss of air in the waiting room. I turned toward the sound, unsure of what it was. A magazine falling on the floor? The air conditioning shutting off? I listened for another moment or two and, hearing nothing more, went back to my desk. My office suite was a beautiful setting and one I didn't mind spending so many hours in. The waiting room, a spacious rectangle, was lined with several ficus trees and exotic plants, paintings from local artists, and burled wood furniture contemporary in design. The thickly upholstered leather chairs were caramel in color, and the teal-flecked carpet stretched from wall to wall. The vaulted ceiling housed 3 skylights, flooding the room with an abundance of natural light. My consultation office was just as large, and there was ample room for my desk, 2 chairs, and the proverbial psychoanalyst couch, and, of course, an etched nameplate on the door. Alicia Reese, Ph.D., psychologist. Across from the built-in bookcase was a long picture window overlooking Oyster Bay. At this time of night, the evening sun gleamed across the water, layering the inlet in a silvery orange hue. I turned my attention back to the Farrow file and heard it again. Thumping movements, hissing sounds of air, then silence. What is that? I asked aloud with growing curiosity. I'd been working in this building 15 years and knew all its creaks, thuds, and mechanical whirs, but I couldn't decipher these sounds. They weren't familiar. I tapped my pocket, confirming the presence of my panic remote. In all the years I'd been in practice, I never found a need to use it. I got up from my desk and moved toward the door that led to the waiting room. An emerging sense of uneasiness took hold. I heard a hollow voice say something I couldn't catch and then trail off. I jolted forward, took out the panic alarm, and held my thumb on the button, ready to send the signal. I entered the waiting room but saw no one. Again it happened. The bang of something hitting the ground, then a rush of air. I focused my vision on the sounds, turning my gaze toward the far right corner of the reception room, the darkened bathroom. I walked in willed steps toward the nearly closed door. Drawing in a deep breath, I opened it all the way with a poke of my index finger. There, standing against the corner wall, was the shadow of Lucas Farrow having a panic attack.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.